At the KSMO studios, 1340 AM, 95.7. Time for our spotlight on the Salem Memorial District Hospital. And Mr. Jason Edwards has made his way in, sir. Good to see you.
I did. I got it's a little starting to drizzle out there.
Yeah, well, you know.
You might mess up my hair.
No, nothing will mess up your hair.
There's not much there.
Not much will mess up that hair.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I've got it pretty concrete in.
Yeah, it's pretty well locked down for what you need.
I know.
But anyway, Jason, dietitian over at the Salem Hospital, and we're proud to have him with us today. But you do, we were kind of talking before we came on the air, not just dietitian, but you're still doing multiple of different activities at the hospital.
That's right.
And with the transition, it's been difficult. We all know that for a lot of different people. But you've been kind of one of those. Well, if nobody else can do it, we'll give it to Jason.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
born and raised Salem boy, and I always say I bleed SMDH, and I really care about that hospital. My mother started there in '71. She was candy striped, and my wife candy striped there. So I just have a passion for this community and the healthcare of this community and this hospital, and we're going to survive. We're going to be just fine. Yeah. So it just takes one team and stick together and get it taken care of.
That's right. And so, neat thing about it is that you still can continue, as you were telling me before, the CLIA blood examinations going on possibly even as early as today.
Yeah, we're still doing some validations with the
Mm-hmm.
lab and, finalizing that. We're virtually talking with CLIA every day just to make sure what's our next step, what's our next step. And they're satisfied with everything we're doing. So it's just getting that final step so we can bring our vitros and our analyzer back up to par. So CLIA, does their little check mark and says, hey, let's roll. And we're almost there.
Yeah, just about there. Very good. So, nice update on the hospital. Thank you much.
You
Appreciate that. But he's not here. He's not here to talk about that. Not really. He's here to talk about golf.
Yeah. Hey, getting outside. But for the foundation.
For the foundation. I was going to say, wait a minute. I'm not talking about
activity.
Jason golf. I'm talking about a little fundraiser golf for the foundation. And it's going to be here before we know it because like next Friday.
That's right, a week from Friday. And hopefully we're planning on some good weather. And it's always a great event. Spring Creek has been great to help work with us on that event. And it is just, we get an overwhelming abundance of teams. And, the sponsorships, it is really, really, and I've heard it time and time again, this was the best tournament around. And that's with other foundations around. So that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to have that in this community.
Well, you make it a special type of day.
Right.
With the food and getting out there, and you have friends, and you got tents at the holes, and people can talk to people while they're waiting. And yes, it's a scramble, but it's a lot of fun when you just get a chance to relax a little bit. But at the same time, you're doing it for a good purpose for the foundation, and the foundation continues to grow.
Absolutely. We're anytime we can get funds in that we can make improvements into the hospital and, possibly bring in different services. And I always use the term my hospital. No, it's our hospital. Okay, this is our community. And that's what we wanted to do. It's all for everybody to utilize it. We need that service. And we want to be able to take care of people and be there for everybody.
Hospital does a great job, man. If you have any questions about what the hospital can do, get in touch with them. We're going to talk a little bit about some central scheduling as well. I'm going to put that on to you in a minute because it's a great way to get some tests done at a very affordable price, and you can do it yourself. That's the neat part. You can actually do it yourself and don't have to rely on somebody else to do it. But we're going to talk about the foundation golf tournament next Friday. One of the things that I've always enjoyed about the tournament is when you get out there, you have an opportunity to visit with people, but it's more than just a fun day with four guys or girls or a mixed bag or whoever you might have with you out there at the hole playing a scramble. It's a lot of fun to do it, but at the same time, it's kind of I kind of call it's a meshing of minds because with COVID and everything in the last few years, and not being able to get out as much. And people still aren't networking the way they used to, Jason. This is a great way to get back in the swing of things and start networking again.
Absolutely. I think everybody's done with the virtual. It's time for that face-to-face talk, having conversations, not necessarily doing business on that day, but making connections.
Yes.
Talking, opening up that conversation and dialogue of, what options are out there. There's no telling what you could do just for the game of golf and a foundation event of what connections you can make that could grow another business. So it's actually a great day to just for multiple reasons.
And a fun day, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. So there are some pretty nice prizes.
Yep. Every year we get great sponsorships, and they support is just overwhelming. So this year we'll have, many years, we always seem to have a golf bag.
Right.
Yeah. So actually, we're going to have 2 golf bags this year. So that's going to be great. One is going to be sponsored by Riverways Credit Union, the other by Centos.
Okay.
So we got good.
Do you get a free uniform with that?
Hey, maybe. Maybe. Get a little polo. Also, Centos is donating a couple boxes of golf balls with that, too. So that's cool. And also, Grellner donates some beverages as well as a prize.
Okay, Grellner is a Miller distributor.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
So, but they distribute more than just Miller. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they sure.
Yeah, there's water. They got a number of different beverages.
All different kinds of beverages.
Yes. And it's nice to get that cooperation.
Absolutely. And we've got some different things like food gift certificates, and Pete has donated some gift certificates. We've got some Oakleys that, what were those? The gas can? Is that pronounced right? Gas can? I call it gas can because I'm from Denton County. And those were sponsored by Jonas Schaefer and American Family Insurance. And, so just the overwhelming support we get from different companies and the surrounding businesses is just great.
Absolutely. So you also have some competitive prizes that people can win too, like a hole-in-one.
Oh, yeah. We got the longest putt. So longest putt, you know what else? We also got that real skill of if somebody can hit it on a par 3, it has to be hole number 3, the hole-in-one of $10,000. And I'm sitting real close to a great supporter of the foundation here at KSMO. And we appreciate every year staying with KSMO sponsors that hole, and we greatly appreciate that.
We enjoy doing it. It's,
Yeah.
And I think we actually had somebody win that here a couple of years back, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not been in my time with the foundation,
so
but we also, with that hole-in-one prize, it's not just that $10,000 on the par 3, on hole number 3, but when you play the hole 18 course, you'll come around to multiple par 3s.
Sure.
So you can win anywhere from a set of golf clubs if you're on hole 6. There's just multiple prizes, and it's a neat little sponsorship.
It's a nice little competitive prize. Make you actually concentrate on your game a little bit.
If you can. Sometimes we have to razz each other. So.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's all part of being a four-person scramble, because that's the best part of it. The first guy drives and you just start laughing, you start chuckling. I said, seriously? That's the best you can do?
I know. But
and then you get up there and duff it yourself, and you're like, oh.
It gets real serious on hole number 3, though. Whenever you're looking at the $10,000, people are like, let's take it a little bit more serious. So we want a little bit of quiet.
Yeah.
But we also have the, on hole 2, there's going to be the closest to the pin, or longest putt, Longest putt on hole 2. And then closest to the pin on hole 5. And then on hole 7, it's going to be longest drive. So it's kind of the same as we had it in the years past.
Very good.
So it's a good little $50 for the prize of the winners of those. So get out there and grip it and rip it.
Grip and rip.
That doesn't always work, though. I will just tell you.
Yeah.
You try to grip and rip, you're going to slice.
That does happen.
That happens to me every time.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
Wow. Anyway,
Takes willpower.
The neat thing about the foundation is that it's to raise money for the foundation. So when you put your team in, yes, you can win great prizes. Yes, you can get a chance to network. You're going to have great food, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's always been great food out there. When you think about that, it is an outing for you. It's an event. It really is an event.
Right.
But it's all being done to help benefit the hospital foundation. You guys have raised some pretty good funds from the golf tournaments in the past, to where it's been a major contributor to the foundation's coffers.
Right. And a lot of our events, and COVID has really dampered, our events lately, and
killed them.
It absolutely killed them. But we understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the CDC and they recommend that you don't congregate and do these events, and a lot of your events are indoors and you're around people, you're sitting around tables.
Like Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. It's so we want to protect our community. we can't really look at bringing in funds and not worry about our community. You
But-
know,
but Jason,
dollars
you
are
guys
not
go-
always
Right.
the most important.
Sure, but let people understand. You still plan for those events just as if they're going to happen anyway because you have to.
Absolutely.
And with Dancing with the Salem Stars, yes, you've had to cancel it the last 2 years. Both times, you went right up to the last date that you can make that determination,
Right.
and just said we just can't do it. You
Yeah.
know, we just don't know where it's going to be in January. We already at this level of infections, we just can't afford to take that chance and then have to cancel at the last minute, which you really don't want to do after
Right.
everybody's done
Put all the
their
work.
hours and hours and hours of practicing to get the whole thing set up, and boom, come in that day and say, hey, we can't do it.
Right.
That's the last thing you want to do. So I get, a lot of different things that happen, but the hospital is trying to regenerate these different activities, get them going again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. The golf tournament, you are outside, so that does help a little bit, and you are away from other people to a point. So, I mean, you are in the same cart,
Right.
but as far as once you get outside the cart, you're not standing a foot from each. Well, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Maybe you are, but you shouldn't be. Give yourself a little bit of distance. But the neat thing about it is that with all the different teams that are out there, a lot of friends get together to do this as a team of 4. But it can be anybody. If you don't have a team, call,
Yeah.
get your name out there because some other people may come in and say, hey, we
don't
have
have a
3, we need 1.
Right. Yeah, and if you wanna come in and as an individual, or if you've just got you and a friend want to join a team, we can do that, and it's $75 entry fee per individual,
Yeah.
$300 per team. So absolutely, anybody that wants to come in and play, we'll find a spot for you.
Now, there is a registration form on SMDH.net.
There is. Yep.
Net. It's
Net?
SMDH.net. I kind of put those two together. And you can print it out, fill it out,
Yep.
or can you submit it right offline?
You can actually go in and email it to kbrown@smdh.net, and you can fill it out right there online and send it in, and we'll get it taken care of.
Great.
Yep.
Very good. And is that with a credit card, or is that just...
Well, you can pay at the event,
You
and
pay
we
at
just
the
note
event.
that, and we
Okay.
can do it that way.
Very good. Very good. So there are some other prizes. I know there's some Cardinal tickets coming
There are
up.
some Cardinal
Yeah,
tickets.
Yeah.
There is some. We're looking at different gift cards from Treasured Smoke, with Sinclair gift cards. I said the Pizza Inn gift cards. We also have a bag cooler and different prizes that we're going to come in. So, and we still have stuff trickling in. So
Right.
that's and a lot of that stuff comes in the week or two before. So we're really anticipating some more things.
So we have 18 teams right now. You have room for
Well, if we fill the
numerous
field,
more.
yeah. So we have 2 tee times, usually 8 a.m. and, well, not usually, it is 8 a.m., 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. So the morning, we try to keep that pretty slim just because we don't want to slow down for the afternoon, because
right.
we need those carts, because we do rent carts to fill the, if anybody needs it.
Sure.
And that is included in your fee. So you don't have to worry about doing additional fee there for the carts.
Of course,
But
you want to bring your own cart, you're more than welcome
absolutely, absolutely. And if you're a member there at Spring Creek and have your cart right there, hey, we would love for you to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's less expense for the
Sure.
foundation, but whatever is beneficial for you, we're there for you. But no, yeah, if you we get more teams. So like in the morning, we have a 9-hole course. So we try to keep 1 team per hole. Now we can fill that up a little bit more, but we just don't want to push it back because we would not get the carts back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the afternoon, we'll fill that course. We'll pack it. I think last year we had 28 teams, so that is an ultimate goal we'd like to hit again.
Okay, and there's plenty of time to still sign up.
Absolutely.
It's not a big deal if you say, "Oh, I forgot all about it." Well, with the different things going on at the hospital, this, to be honest with you, the golf tournament has not been promoted like it has been in the past. I don't think people have gotten their letters like they have in the past. And that really did help get some of the teams in. So if you haven't received a letter, don't think you got slighted, actually, because there have been a few things going on.
A few things going on.
A few changes being made. But they still would love to have you participate in this golf tournament. It's, again, a great cause to help out the foundation. It's a lot of fun to do this. And to win those prizes, well, it makes it even better.
Right. Yeah, anytime. And you can actually buy, at the event, you can buy additional prize tickets as well. So they'll do $1 ticket or 6 for $5. So if you want to get an arm length full, we'll sure take your money. But yeah, but there's a great load of prizes, and it's really neat.
Very good. So basically, let's explain today. You mentioned 8 o'clock tea time, 1 o'clock tea time. You don't want to get there at 8 o'clock. It's
No.
a tea time at 8 o'clock, so you want to be there 7:30, 7:15, somewhere in that vicinity, right?
Right. So we'll open up registration about an hour before both tea times. So we want to be able to, and I would say 5 to 10 minutes prior to tee off, we will have a group team meeting to explain everything going on. You'll have the rules and send everybody to their hole, but we want to tee off right at that 8 o'clock hour and right at the 1 o'clock, so we're not pushing everybody too late.
Sure. So if they get there early, is there food available early, coffee, something of that nature?
Yeah, the
Donuts?
plan is to we'll have some, the pastries, donuts, some different breakfast items there in the morning to grab and go.
Sure.
We try to keep everything with COVID. We're trying to keep everything to where it's not so much
Individually,
congregated,
yeah.
so and individually. So in some afternoon, we'll have some barbecue and stuff ready, but we don't have an exact menu just yet because we're looking at getting that sponsored as well. So, which happens every year. So, but I didn't want to make sure that all finalized before I say anything about it. But the plan is we're pretty optimistic. We'll have some good food as always.
And truly, it is outstanding food. I've been out to the golf tournament before, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was hard to leave.
And that's the fun part about it when you hear that our SMDH Foundation event here in Salem, Missouri is one of the best events around. It's just a pat on the back. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of work. As we mentioned, there's a lot of work that goes into it. You start playing this way back, right around Christmas time, actually. Probably actually you start
before that,
start probably the day after. You start reviewing what you did good, what you didn't work out as well as you had hoped. There's always critiquing and criticizing, and then going into the mode of, okay, if we had these comments being made, and then you want the comments. You want people to, if there's something that they thought could be better, you want that comment.
Absolutely.
So that you can address that. Maybe it was just something that happened to them, or it could be something that happened to everybody, and they just don't want to say anything. And then a lot of times that happens.
Right.
But at the same time, you want to be able to put on the best foundation tournament that you can, which they have done a tremendous job in the past, and I'm sure will continue to do so. But the neat part about it is that it's right here local. You don't have to go very far.
No, and again, it's golf. It's fun, but it's like any other sport. It's a competition. People get out there and they like to. And you brought that up about making changes and taking criticism, and we had some different spots. Like we have these not tee games. At the tee box, we would have different ways of raising funds that you can. We can bring in more money for the foundation, and you can actually help your game. But we had some different tee box games that were too, helpful.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we decided to change up some of those tee box games, which actually made it a little bit more competitive. It keeps teams more equal instead of just making them so easy to get a better score. It was difficult. We were ruffling some feathers. No, people weren't mad. They were just, hey, can we consider changing that up? And we said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we did that.
So in your flights, do you have different areas for great golfing teams, and then mediocre golfing teams, and then poor golfing teams where they can still win prizes? Because I've been involved in a number of different tournaments in my life where they have what they call the cutoffs of Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. Whether if you shoot an 82, you belong in Group A. If you get, especially on the first 9, they would always come in after the first 9, and they reassign your group so that if you're shooting a 58 and you're in Group D and they're all shooting a 104, they're not going to leave you there. They want you to get back with the people that need to be where you need to be.
Right.
And so a lot of times that's the fun part at the end, because you think, man, I didn't play that well, and then you come away with a prize.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And historically, since we've begun the tournament, we've never flighted it.
Okay.
So it's always been one. We pay out champion, and then with second place, which $300 champion plus trophy, and then second place is $200. So And that may be something we change. Maybe that's something with the sheer amount of teams coming out.
Sure.
We may want to flight it, and change that up a bit, and that may bring more teams.
Well, yeah, the more teams you get, the more you probably want to do that. Especially
Yeah.
18 teams, probably not logical to do that. 35 teams would be very logical to probably do that, but you got to get there.
Yep. And that's we started out, this is our 7th annual. So when we first started, we didn't have that many teams.
No.
And we gradually built it. And last year, almost 30 teams. And we continue to grow, and that's great. We want to continue to do that.
Yeah, last year was definitely a get out of COVID.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
I'll take it the way I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. But if you still like to put your team in, please go on to smdh.net. Do you have the forms anywhere else in town that
They
people
are
can
at
pick
Spring
up?
Creek Golf Course, and also you can just call us, and we can get you a form. We can
Email
email
you
it to
one,
you.
sure.
Yeah, we can just call us at 729-6626. You can call me at extension 2110.
Or Karen at 40005.
4005,
Hannah or
Hannah.
Karen, whoever answers the phone.
Yep, they'll take care of you.
Okay, and they can get that to you. And if they're not there, if they're tied up with doing something, just leave a message. They do get back to you.
Yep.
Maybe an hour or two, because this guy has to travel sometimes to another county for his job and then
I'm
come
everywhere.
back. Yeah, you are everywhere. It's
I'm
amazing.
not like a bad rash, but I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Put an itch on that. Scratch your scratch behind the ears, One of the neat things about our tournament, though, is that we really love all the participation and the people who come out and support it. It has been anywhere from, people who just basically live at the country club and they play golf all the time. Yeah, you expect some of them to join in and have a good time, and they do. But also some people that you don't see on the golf course all that often. So even if you're a novice, this is a scramble. And when you explain a scramble, it's the best shot of the 4.
Right. And we want to pick, so if you're kind of padding your team, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the scramble is going to be your best shot out of 4. So everybody tees off, and you go pick up your ball, and whoever's got the best shot, or not necessarily the best shot, the shot you want to play is
That's
the
right.
So it does.
Well, that's
keep the
supposed
game-
to be the best.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you want to be in the rough, and sometimes you don't. But But no, it's just a good team atmosphere, and we go out and have a good time, and it's fun. It's for a good cause.
And with great food to boot and prizes. Prizes. Everybody loves prizes. It's just always kind of fun.
I just don't seem to win. That's the problem.
I don't think you're allowed to win.
I know. That would be kind of bad, wouldn't it?
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm usually the ones giving them away. So
Yeah.
I can be the making smiling faces.
But that's okay. That's
Absolutely.
okay. I enjoy giving stuff away when it's like that. People really get a kick out of it. I know we go to Cardinal affiliate, and we always look like, when are we going to win? We never do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then actually, we went up to the lady in charge and said, we thought it was you all those years that was keeping us from winning, and now we got a new person. I said, so obviously it wasn't you. They just don't like us. They'd probably throw our tickets away. Don't let us win. The fun part about it is that you get a chance to meet and greet a lot of different people, meet and greet old friends, maybe people you haven't seen in a while, and get out there and enjoy and have a fun time out at Spring Creek Golf Club. Again, this is next Friday. Your first tee time is 8, second tee time is 1 o'clock. That's as of right now. Of course, and then hopefully have fantastic weather.
Right.
We're supposed to have a very nice Memorial Day weekend. So if you haven't golfed in a while, and that would be me, if you get a chance this weekend, maybe go out there and get a few strokes in.
Right. Get prepared.
There you go.
Get prepared to put in your team.
And you got plenty of time to get it in. You can schedule your team up to the day of, right?
You
First-
can.
virtually.
We would try to to get them at the beginning of next week,
Sure.
so we can plan to know how many teams, know how many carts, and just be prepared.
Sure.
So if we can get those entry forms, now we're not going to try to. We don't want to turn away funds for the foundation.
Right.
So, but if we can get them for the first of the week, that'd be great.
So we do a holiday on Monday.
Yep.
So remember,
So around Tuesday would be great.
so you won't, if you do call the hospital, you probably won't get an answer back on Monday,
Right.
but you would on Tuesday. So hopefully by Wednesday you would think it'd be
Absolutely.
Be fine. Okay.
Yep.
If you can't know until maybe later on, just call Jason or call Karen or
Yep.
call Hannah. Let them know. Say, hey, look, we're planning on doing this. I can't get a confirmation of the 4th. they can jot you down, put you there, and put a question mark or whatever they need to do. Well, you've done that before. I remember some
Absolutely.
teams have called in and said, I think we're going to be able to make it. Well, we're waiting on another guy, and then once we get them, we'll verify.
I'd much rather get your spot reserved, because once they fill up, they fill up. Because we fill the field, we can't really,
Yeah,
because it's going to slow down so much if we start filling the morning too much. that
let's
we won't
double
get
up
to the
each hole.
Yeah, double up each hole. We did that last year in the afternoon.
Well,
and
I
we
mean-
were there about 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but if you do that in the morning session, you'll never get off at 1 o'clock.
Nope.
No,
Yeah,
so
I know. It's a logistic nightmare. So we have to make sure to prepare for it.
yeah, I've been in scrambles where it's a 2-day scramble
Yeah.
because it just takes too long.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Because when you got 4-team scrambles and you got 8 guys there and you're shooting the best ball and you're doing 18 holes, then after 9 you stop and get something to eat and you got 9 more to go. It's about almost an 8-hour day.
Yep.
By the time it's all said and done.
You're absolutely.
So it becomes I can imagine a logistic nightmare when you're trying to get
Yeah.
that all in on a 9-hole course. Much
And then
less
all the
18.
volunteers.
Right.
There's so many volunteers from the foundation and the hospital that
And the community.
absolutely, they come out and help support, and they also network, and talk to the people, and that's great. And we take that, and any kind of support we can take is great. We need it.
If you can, and
Absolutely.
we hope that if you have the opportunity to get out and be a part of the golf tournament next Friday, 8 a.m. tee time, 1 o'clock tee time. On your form, it has a preferred tee time because you can't really know until you get all of them in how many people
Right.
actually would like to tee off in the morning. Some people can only tee off in the morning, which might make it a
Difficult.
little bit more difficult. So please put that on your form. Fill out the names. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Um,
And we try to do first come, first serve. So if somebody puts their registration in first and wants a PMT time, we try to give them the more,
I'd rather work in the morning, go out in the afternoon, unless it's going to be 110. But it's not.
that
gonna
may
be 100.
deter some people.
It's not going to be 110. We know it's going to be a beautiful day.
That's what we're praying for.
Beautiful day. Actually, you have been pretty good with the weather.
Yeah.
The
There have
one-
been some years that we've had to cancel because it was flooded.
Well, you had some years where it rained up to Thursday, and then Friday you had to push it back a little bit to get started. But still, we're able to get the tournament in, and that's always iffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it continues to grow, who knows? Maybe we can turn this into a multiple-day tournament.
There you go.
That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. So smdh.net, you can do it right from your house. You can fill it right there, send it off to kbrown@smdh.net. And if you want to, just call the hospital, 729-6626. Extension 4005 is Hannah's, and Karen's. Yours
Karen,
is
or mine is 2110.
2110 for Jason.
You calling me Karen?
No, I'm not calling you Karen. Shirley, maybe, but not. No.
You
But,
can call me anytime.
Hey, anytime. What's going on? The neat thing is that they will get back to you, and if you have questions on the tournament, they'll be more than happy to answer them for you. It is $75 per person. It is a scramble team of 4. If you don't have 4, again, let them know, hey, we've only got 3. Can you find us a 4th? I guarantee you somebody will call them before it's all said and done and say, hey, I'd love to play, but I don't have enough on my team.
Right. We'll find a way.
Find
and if
a way.
Worst case scenario, if you have to play with 3, we play with 3. We've done that before.
Yeah, in the worst case scenario. We don't want to do that, but if it happens, it happens. It happens.
Hey, it's a
Very
team
good.
registration and supporting the foundation.
Very
we want to turn
good.
you
Check
away.
it out. You know what I wish I would have seen, though, is the list of prizes on the website.
And that's maybe something we can get out pretty quick.
Yeah, and at least on Facebook, I'm
Yep.
trying to
Yep.
get some of that out there. So, let people know what they're playing for, what they can win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely want that.
We've always set that table up, and man, once we get that set up with all those prizes, wow.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's pretty impressive, actually, when you see that list. I won't even say, you don't even want to go read the list. You just want to go look at the gifts.
Yeah.
You
When
know,
you see 2 golf bags and
Yeah.
those Cardinal tickets and all, it's
real
great.
Cardinal tickets, ones you can actually hold.
Yeah, you can hold. You don't say, hey, IOUs.
Yeah, gosh, that's unfortunate.
You just never know.
This electronics thing is just going to kill us all. But
Right.
good stuff. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully you got time in your day next Friday to do it. Remember, morning session, afternoon session. If you can make it one, great. If you can't make it till the afternoon, great. Let them know that, and just get signed up and have a good time with it. Should be a fantastic weekend. You know, it's going to be a bunch of stuff going on the 4th after the 3rd, so you're going to have a lot of stuff going on that weekend.
yeah.
We've got Taste of Dent County coming in that Saturday, and Summerfest, and a lot of different things going on
Business
in town.
Expo.
Got Business Expo, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a busy
It's gonna be a busy
weekend.
time.
Starting out with that golf tournament would be a perfect way to really
Getting
kick
good
off
relaxed
the
before we can go out and do some
absolutely,
stuff.
and then go shopping. Maybe go shopping with your winnings from the golf tournament.
Maybe.
Oh, what an idea!
Maybe you can trade a golf bag. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't
These are
give
pretty-
people ideas.
Yeah, I know. These are pretty
Jason?
nice prizes. I don't know if you want to give them up.
If I think I want a golf bag, I think I'd keep it. I think
Yeah.
I probably need a new one. All right. Anyway, so the golf tournament coming up next Friday. Please, if you have any questions, 729-6626. Check it out on smdh.net. And Jason, I'm sure we'll have a list of those prizes and stuff out probably by the weekend, I would think. You know, so you
We'll
get a
get some
chance to
stuff
take
out.
a look
And
at
again, there'll be more.
it. Yeah.
We're expecting more to come out. So
Right. But at least what you have up to date.
absolutely.
And then maybe keep it up to date again next week. Maybe next
Sounds
Tuesday, pop it out again. Who knows what you're going to find out? You might, between now and next Wednesday, you may have a rash of people sign up and a rash of prizes come in.
Right.
I shouldn't say rash when you start talking.
Yeah. We were talking about rashes before.
Yeah,
And I'm
no,
like,
no,
never
maybe
mind.
we shouldn't.
I better not go there.
An abundance of gifts will come in. We won't have to go scratch on that one.
Yep.
All right. While I got Jason here, we want to talk about something that's kind of new to the hospital. This was talked about when we had some of the people from the hospital administration here. I think Ashley mentioned it, and also Joanne mentioned it, and Don mentioned it at one time was going to come up. So Don wasn't here the last one, so he didn't have a chance to do that again. And it's something that has been talked about, and actually was an idea of Bobby Sullins in radiology, to actually have a central scheduling where you can actually schedule your own MRI, X-ray, CT, maybe ultrasound, things that you might need to have, but doggone it, you know, your insurance company don't want to pay for it, or maybe they won't authorize it, or maybe you don't know, and if you call central scheduling and say, hey, I'd like to do this, they can help you.
Right. If you call our central scheduling, and we're working really with our imaging department. So if we would talk to them, and they can actually help do the legwork on that. So it's a new service for us, and it's something to help the community to really just take care of people. You know, good quality, good patient care, you got a better outcome.
The quality is the thing that we're talking about here, because the hospital in the last, I want to say 5 years, has turned their entire imaging department virtually around with new CTs, got another one coming, MRI, brand new. You have the what's DEXA scan? Is that what it is? What is it?
The DEXA scan.
Okay, DEXA
it takes
scan.
bone density.
Yep.
Yeah. It does body fat percentage as well.
Yep. There you go. And of course, ultrasound machines. We have some up to date, brand new ones on that too. Not
3D mammography.
3D mammography. All that, you can have an image taken that is crisp, clean, and neat. And the neat thing about our MRI, by the way, is it's open bore. So if you have a phobia of being put into a sardine can, because that's kind of what it felt like. You know, in the old days of the MRI, you got stuck into a little cylinder. You're thinking, I can't fit in there. Yeah, but it felt that way. You know, you just feel kind of enclosed. This is big. You're not going to feel that way in there.
Right. I mean, for being a large bore, and that's the purpose of it. You know, to be able to get. I mean, even if I see bodybuilders that are, have trouble getting to CT machines, and so to have that larger opening, for one, helps you to get larger individuals in, for one, and claustrophobia is a real thing. Being in tight spaces, people just can't do it. So
hyperventilate.
Exactly.
You have a lot of problems with that.
So if your provider is absolutely needing this image to diagnose you, to get you treated, and it makes it difficult to get that test done because of these issues, why not utilize this, this product or this MRI to be able to get it safely done? And keep you comfortable to where you don't feel those, have claustrophobia or feel like you're enclosed or be able to do the image
Right.
because you may be a bodybuilder.
Sure.
So
And let's talk about the quality of image here. We're talking about a brand new MRI with very high definition quality. It's crisp, it's clean, it's beautiful. You can't put a price on that clarity because the clearer it is, the easier it is to detect something that's not right.
that's right. And you would not believe the science behind and I was from the very beginning watching this brick and mortar building being put in with the copper lining, and it has to be floating so it can be grounded. I've learned so much about this. Because if anything is grounded in that, I say grounded, I may be butchering that term, but I think that's really what it is. That lining, it's like a completely enclosed, floating room.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of that is grounded, it distorts the image.
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, we had the very intelligent contracted people in there watching this thing the whole time and would monitor this for hours and hours and hours and make sure through bad weather, through storms, and to make sure nothing would ground that out so we can have the best image for the patient
Right.
and for the provider to treat you.
Right.
So it's just it's a neat technology.
And also with our mammography machine, which is state of the art, 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's other hospitals around that still don't have 3D mammography machine. Salem does.
Mm-hmm.
And with that 3D means to get a much better picture of the issue at hand. But if for women who have very dense breasts, this one can actually see through it.
Right. And why, to have that technology here in Salem is just
Mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling for a critical access hospital in rural health in rural Missouri to have that available for our community is great, just so we can better treat these conditions and get you to the treatment you need if you need it, and hopefully you don't.
And with central scheduling, the important thing about this is that if you schedule on your own, you can pay for it out of your own pocket.
Right.
And it will be at a much lower rate than it would be sending it out to some insurance company and then have to wait and battle with them, and then they'll say, well, you didn't really need this or you didn't really need that. Now, that wasn't the point. The point is I wanted to see what's wrong because I feel something in there and I need to know. And a lot of times, I've gone in the past where I've actually visited a physician and they say, well, it's arthritis or it's this or this. They don't want to try and go through the insurance company to try and get it because they pretty well know the insurance company's going to probably say no.
Right.
They're not going to pay for it. So then you're going to be left hanging, holding the bag and trying to pay for that after the fact. If the insurance company says, you know what, they didn't really need that.
Right.
In this case, they're going to work with you. They're going to work with, if you have insurance, they'll work with your insurance and
Absolutely.
see if they can pay for it. If they won't pay for it, then they'll get back to you. And there is a price that you can pay to actually have that test done on your own.
Right. And that's why we want to be able to open those options up for our patients to be able to not just have to deal with it and wait so long, 2-3 weeks out, months out, to be able to get the service you need. It's just about getting to the patient and getting the best quality service we can provide for you.
Well, you've been in sports. I've been in sports. So when you get hurt and you twist that knee, you don't want to wait 3 to 5 weeks to find out if you've tore a meniscus.
Mm-mm.
You want to know like tomorrow,
Right.
or the next day. And if you know it's going to be out, or you've got a problem, then you can act on it pretty quick. When you sit there and hover, you just sit there and wait and wait and wait. It gets worse.
Right.
It gets worse in your head. It gets worse in your knee. You can't do anything. You get out of shape very quickly. And so everything you've done to get yourself in a position to be in a better shape or to be able to walk better or whatever it is, why? Because if what you see you can't get an answer on, am I going through all this extra pain for nothing?
Right. And it's getting you, and it helps to speed up the process to where to get you to a provider that can get it repaired if
Right.
it needs to be repaired or rehabbed or what have you.
And speaking of that, so let's just say you get the image, it doesn't show anything, but you still have some issues. You can talk to your primary and get something set up with the physical therapy team. Let's find out that maybe maybe there's something in there that you have tweaked a little bit that we can actually work and get that out. Sometimes your body's weird. Sometimes things happen and you think, wow, I don't remember doing that. Well, a lot of times, remember twisting your ankle? You don't until you do it again, and then you remember how it felt the first time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody said, well, have you ever twisted your ankle? Yeah, I know I have. Both of them. A number of times. Do you remember how bad it hurt? Yes, I do. Okay. Do you want to do it again? Absolutely not. So there's a lot of different things, but when people sometimes you tweak your ankle. It doesn't really hurt all that much, but if you step the wrong way, it kind of feels really uncomfortable, so you kind of lay off. Well, that could be a little bit of damage to your ankle, to your leg, to your foot. It may be, I was talking to Shelley the other day here about people breaking bones with stress, like just stepping wrong. You break a bone in your foot. You don't even know it.
Don't even realize
till you step the wrong way, and then all of a sudden, boy, you know it now.
Yeah. And that's what's nice about having all this equipment here in Salem Hospital, to be able to, if it have something to do with maybe osteoporosis or, getting a DEXA scan, the bone density, to have these available for this community, you don't see that.
No.
So it's getting everybody to take advantage of it. And you don't have to travel long distances. You can do it right
here.
It's right here.
And there are different types of fractures and different little bones. I mean, sometimes people don't realize. Yeah. But not only that, a different kind of fracture. Like I had a spiral fracture in my arm. My entire left arm, from the elbow all the way up to the shoulder, had a spiral fracture. And people say, well, what's a spiral fracture? So it's cracked. The whole bone's cracked, but it's in a circular motion around the outside of the bone. It didn't break the bone. It just cracked the bone. So it's a spiral fracture. And boy, if you sit on it wrong, you're going to know it. If you push somebody or somebody puts their head on it or you lean on the car wrong, you're going to know it.
Yeah,
but
it's weird how that stuff does.
But if you don't know what you got,
yeah.
I was able at the time when I was living in St. Louis at the time, and I had a person actually could take x-rays right away, and that's the first thing I did. Doc, we got an issue. I said, my left arm is killing me. And we took the x-ray. He goes, yeah, because you broke it. And I said, what do you mean I broke it? It's not broken. He goes, no, you got a spiral fracture. First time I ever heard of that. And I said, so he showed me. There it is.
Wow.
You can see it. I thought, how the heck? So I said, how do you fix it? He goes, you don't. You just, at that time I was playing softball and ice hockey at the same time. He goes, you can't play softball. Because if you bat right-handed and you turn that arm over, you could possibly break your arm.
Snap it. Yeah.
And I said, what if I bat left-handed? He said, well, that's okay, because you're going straight, so I could bat left-handed.
Oh, I didn't know you were a switch hitter.
I did. I tinkered with it. I wasn't as good a hitter.
Only in wiffle ball for me.
Yeah, I did it in wiffle ball, too. But I did it in softball. I was almost a dead pull hitter when I batted left-handed.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't like to go to left field. Right-handed, I'd go to right field. Left-handed, I went to right field. So,
I usually, when I swing left-handed, I'd usually dead hurt myself.
Twist yourself in the ground with that one, right?
Not used to twisting that way.
Yeah. Anyway, I get you. I get you, my friend. Anyway, so keep this in mind. If you do need to call Central Scheduling, there's a phone number to call. It's not the same as a hospital number, so listen up.
So you want to call the 453-5952. And that is going to be the line. So, and that you want to talk to centralized scheduling, and they would help you take care of, any type. If you have questions about it,
yeah,
call down. And also you can talk with Tiffin Felkerson there at the clinic as well. She can answer a lot of questions about it. But no, take advantage. Take advantage.
I think it's a great service to the community, and do take advantage of it. You're going to be pretty surprised at how affordable it really is to get some of these things. And it's unfortunate when you got fights the insurance companies to get these things done. When you're paying all that money for insurance, you would think it shouldn't be that big a deal, but they make it big deals all the time. So, instead of waiting, as like Jason says, if you need something right away, call Central Scheduling and let them help you get it scheduled. And then if the insurance company will pay for it, they'll work with you and try and get that done. But otherwise, they'll get you set up on a payment plan if that's what it needs to be, or just one-time payment. And a lot of things with the hospital has that 25% discount if you pay within 30 days on your bill. So you might save even more.
Exactly. Just let
more.
Exactly. Anytime we can save money right now.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can you get that on my gas prices?
I wish. If I can get it for you, I get it for myself.
There you go. All right, my friend, I really appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. Again, you have time to sign up for the SMDH golf tournament. That's for the foundation. It's a great cause. Hopefully you can get out there. $75 per individual, $300 for your team. You already have a team together. Fill out the form, send her in. If you have questions about the golf tournament, 729-6626, extension 4005 and 2110.
Correcto.
All right, either one, and they can give you the details you need. And if you need to find out more about central scheduling and getting maybe a nice picture of yourself, that's going to be the inside. Call Central Scheduling, 453, I don't know the last four.
5952.
5952. Jason, as always, appreciate your time, buddy.
You bet.
Stick around. Civic Happenings, they are next.